Good afternoon, all. Well, I suppose good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. It is finally here after 5 months. Has it been 5 months? God, I lost complete track of time. After 5 months, we have finally reached the grand finals of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 5 Standard Tournament. Good lord, it's been a way. I am joined on comms at the moment by Emo Soda, Felix Oide, J-Bone, Melqui, Tobias, and some other German nerd. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good.
What is your problem?
It starts already.
Shit, I don't know. You let me on here. What the fuck is your problem, apparently?
Cubs chose violence today, which is the same as every other day.
You've all seen
What's up, chat? I'm here, Emo Soda. We're in grand finals territory, baby. Let's get some hype going.
Thank you for waking Trez up. I have to thank you for that.
I need to turn you down.
Yeah. Speaking of hype, I want to call out we're already over 2 million channel points betting on this. So,
Wow.
gamble responsibly, but get your bets in. Show support for whichever runner you are hoping takes this game today.
Can I get a bid for every channel point that was bet?
No, sorry, that goes directly into my wallet.
You own a wallet?
And more than you do, apparently.
Apparently.
So, first thoughts. This was a tournament. What does everyone think?
It's been fun.
It was indeed a tournament.
It
I'd
actually
agree
was
with
the 5th season of a tournament series, Cubs.
Yep.
I mean,
Only
it was long,
5.
but I think it was necessary that it went to 64.
Mhm.
I mean, we had what 305 racers that actually participated in qualifiers, so very necessary. I think this community is growing, and I love to see it.
Mhm. And as the community is growing, like the racing scene is growing as well, and figured 64 was the best way to showcase that.
Yeah, it was such an expansion compared to any other past season. This is going to be the 126th race of just this tournament alone. So it's about doubled from last time, and it's just been so much that the podcast has been unable to cope with it. It's just been too much is happening. But that's a good thing compared to even just like 2 years ago, where the only competitive outlet was maybe weeklies, and then like a multi-world tournament that came up every year, and then these main tournament series. That's all you had. So it's great to see that there's so much for Ocarina of Time Randomizer now that. You have to pick and choose what you want to do. You can't do everything anymore.
Yep.
I mean, what competitions do we have going on right at this minute? We have this tournament still happening. We have the Challenge Cup. We have League. We have help me out here. There's Pictionary races happening.
I think you've covered it all.
Random settings leagues and their
random
4th
settings
season.
league.
They're doing Swiss this time.
Yep. Is there anything else? I think that's it.
I think we covered it.
Yeah, Challenge Cup has groups in terms of tournament structure, so it's great to see all these different kinds of tournaments pop up everywhere.
Sky mentioned DDR as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they recently had a restream, didn't they, or a feature?
Yesterday. Yesterday was the DDR restream that happens every month on ZeldaSpeedRuns, by the way, and the races happen every week.
Oh,
so
nice.
If you want to join that chat, if that's something that sounds interesting to you, hint, hint.
So, mentioned a moment ago changes from the past. We mentioned the 64-person bracket. Quite a few settings changes for S5 this time around. If you have not joined us, biggest chief among them, would be chess size match contents.
I don't know if that's what I would have started with, but yeah, chess size matches contents. I can't even remember why we turned that on. I think it was something after a lot of people drafted it in the multi-world tournament that was going on at the time, and it was popular through the SGL tournament as well. So figured we'd give it a try, at least in testing, and turns out it's been just a great setting people have loved so far.
Isn't that the setting that makes the Wii slower?
The what?
It did for a while. Yeah, there was an issue with the encryption. Yeah,
Why are we caring about obsolete consoles?
Wow.
Oh my
Yikes.
god,
Wow.
Tobias.
You are
Tobias faulted choosing
Tobias. You know that my developer has been working his ass off recently to make that console viable for multi-role the past 2 years. So don't you dare. Don't
Yep.
you dare.
Let's go.
By the way, we should point out
Does anyone-
both of these runners do play on VVC. So Tobias, you might
You're
want to
wrong.
be careful there.
I need to emphasize something. Anyone,
No.
anyone.
No.
Hey, I want to.
No.
Anyone
I
who
would have started
contributes-
with path hints instead of chess size matches contents cubs.
Yeah, I think that was the bigger change, and it was the less tested change compared to CSMC, which has been around for a while.
Look, people have heard about patents from me for long enough. I'm biased. I had to start elsewhere.
That's fair. I also think some of the runners have enjoyed cutting down some of the time they spend in dungeons because of chess size matches contents. The any seed can sub 4 from season 4 was nerfed a little this season with that time save, but
Most seeds sub 3.
Sub 3 at this point, yeah.
yep.
Including-
Yeah, and the path hints, of course, point towards what's required for the seed. So for bridge condition, picks off bosses. So it'll say, oh, this area is good for Baronade, So, something's going to be required in going through that path to Baronade. So it could be a boomerang, it could be a strength, it could be a bottle for all we know. But it does point towards a specific area. And I think that's been pretty successful. We've seen it in RSL where it points to a variety of things, including Skull's Trials and, every other thing in the game. But for here, it only points to the medallion dungeons. So sometimes you don't even need to really read the pedestal. You can just get your info through your path hints. It'll just say, here's the 5 you need, and you start with 1.
Actually, today when we do start with a medallion, optimistically we're getting a path for each of our bosses, but we'll see what happens in about.
We all know
12
that's never the
minutes.
case.
It's
Yeah.
never
There's
the
always
case.
one that gets doubled up.
Yeah.
We love Waterstone.
We
love Waterstone.
Waterstone.
And I do think they make it interesting logically. A lot more interesting than Woths did at the very least, even if some of them pointed directly at what the item was. Because it was always weird. Oh, Pathagoma. Oh, here's a bottle. Have fun.
Have fun, yep.
Yeah, there's more
Nice.
information you can glean out of it than a Way of the Hero sometimes. Sometimes the Way of the Hero is better, but pretty corner case scenario. But either way, I think both settings together work pretty well in tandem, especially like for a main season tournament like this. I'm just glad these changes were tried this season. I'm not sure if I think CSMC would stick around or not for the future, but I think it's been a refreshing change for sure, especially compared to season 4, which really was just the free ZL season.
The free ZL season and the 2 medallion bridge season, which we decided to pretty much promptly change for S5.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, back to 6. Back to
we
6.
We closed the S4 casino.
No,
Yeah,
we
someone
just
just
closed
keeps
Ganon's
dialing
castle.
there's like a nice dial next to the Ganon's tower, and for the bridge condition, someone just keeps, no, 0, 6, 2, 4. So I'm glad I'm seeing, where it's going to go in the future. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, we closed
Really?
the S4 casino and opened a brand new shiny S5 casino instead.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I look forward to the season 6 casino, season 7, and onward.
And the S5
But we
casino
did-
was just Ice Cavern, so.
I was gonna say we got an extra tool this time to help with the casino factor. KZ skip was not allowed last season, and I think we've seen runners. I'm not gonna say abuse that ability, but I would say more often than not we see it implemented in a race this season.
Yeah, KC skip is almost something you do every seed, pretty much since it's been found, since it's been legal and standard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a free song, especially with random spawn locations. It's powerful. There's not a bad song you can get out of there, generally.
You can thank that last guy for it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry my poor movement ended up with me on top of a fence.
I still refuse to believe that was an accident.
Do you think I could find something like that on purpose?
Felix apparently could.
I mean, I only knew it was like, I only knew J-Bone did it on accident. I'm just like, you know what? Let's try this for 15 minutes without ever knowing how it worked. And I'm just finding a time where, like, finding a place where it's just like, oh, the platform's slightly lower here so you can get a jump off. And that's just the small OOT things make this game really awesome.
Yeah, the fact that Jay wasn't streaming when this happened is criminal. We need to see that initial reaction.
I mean, it was a really shit seed that Trent ended up forfeiting, and I was racing him, so. But I mean, there's a clip on C Falcon's channel of me like shouting, "Guys, stop what you're doing! Look at where I am."
And that's the moment everything broke.
Yep.
Before we start, I guess it's a couple minutes, but I just quickly want to go on my typical classic Tress, like, I'm gonna talk out of my ass speech. Season
Chat.
season 5 has been even harder on the staff than season 4 was, which was difficult because there was a lot of debate in the community. There was a lot of arguing in the community, and I'm not sure if you all remember, but do you all remember how season 5 started? Qualifiers started, and within 8 races, I believe we had 6 cases of cheating.
Yep.
Trez, why you remind us of this shit?
Because I have to.
Fun
it's
times.
Important.
That's why we have 20 minutes right now.
Yeah. So that was nasty.
You're not wrong, actually.
That was nasty, and we all had a hard time. But frankly, afterwards, after the storm had settled and we went into brackets, and we all were scared of top 64. We really were. Stuff turned out great. I think watching seasons 5 and seeing the positivity afterwards was really nice. One thing I just noticed that we're not gonna do again is these kind of super extended and super edgy settings discussions. But in general, it was a really fun time. And even though there were some hiccups here and there, you all know that the situation with secondary language restreams wasn't perfect, or that we had some issues with like what's allowed, what's not allowed. Is it too much casino? Is it not? Are top players advantaged too much or not? All these kind of things, these are things that we are gonna have to figure out for season 6. And we're gonna do this by actually going through a feedback loop after season 5. But overall, I'm really, really happy with how the community came together, and it's important for me to say that. I'm really looking forward to you all seeing a fantastic match, a game 1. Hopefully gonna see a game 2 as well. Sorry, Kariossa, but that's just how it is. I just like money. So, no, just kidding. But I just like more great OTRs. So hopefully we're gonna get that going. And that's all I'm gonna say for now. I know there's a lot that still can be improved, and there will be more to improve. But I'm still grateful you all are giving us the time to do it. And shout outs to the race mods, shout outs to every single commentator and tracker that got up and did some volunteering for this season. And also shout out to myself because I'm genuinely awesome. That's all I had to say.
And the restreamers for
fuck the restreamers.
Wow.
Oh no.
No, and
fair,
also of course, shout outs to my restreamers. Because they did so many matches, and Zsar did not miss a single match after round 2, I believe, maybe round 3. In the early stage, we just didn't have the volunteers on commentary and tracking side for it either. So the restreamers did a fantastic job, but they know I love them, so I can just roast them whenever I want.
Wait, we do?
Screw you, Cubs.
I still remember, like, in the coming to, like, we were coming to pretty much S5, and we're in November and we're still discussing like standard rule set and settings. We're just like, the tournament's supposed to be in a month and we pretty much have nothing. What are we doing? Like we had some
Yeah,
things about
yeah, you're
standard that we
right.
wanted to discuss, and then like some settings that we were supposed to test, and we're just like, we have 4 weeks. What do we do?
Push it back.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
I mean, we almost like I don't think we pushed it back that much, but we
Push it from the start of
God.
November to the end of November.
yeah.
By the way, guys, before we wrap up, we have 4 minutes and we haven't talked about how either racer got here, so we might want to run through that quickly.
Oh shit! There actually is a race going on. Jesus.
Yeah, and
is
also the list, the last tournament matches on the stats page are now correct. So just quickly going through it, as you can see, there's only one loss in the last 6 matches of either person here, and that's Sponge losing against Kariossa. So yes, it's true. Around 6 weeks ago, Kariossa pushed Sponge down to lower bracket. 229 against 237, and since then both just went on and won everything. Kariossa is... Yeah, that's actually a good question, guys. Is Kariossa the favorite?
I
Well,
think so for this match. Like his
the
record is just
points-
insane.
The points say no right now. Sponge is a 60-40 favorite by per chat.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's more than
King,
60-40,
like
by the
fan
way.
favorite or like stats favorite, because even looking at these stats, there's so little that separates these two runners. Even though Kariossa has the 1 game advantage, can seal the deal, finish up this tournament today. I feel like both of them have had just enough luck throughout this tournament, as happens in every rando seed. Kariossa could have very easily lost to What the Hells. It was a bad peak. Sponge similarly had luck against Marco, where Marco missed a hint that could have changed the outcome of that race. I don't know that I would pick either of these as a favorite over the other. I think it's just going to be a really great grand finals game.
I
Mhm.
think if ice is involved, Sponge wins. If not, we have problems.
Yeah, except for the fact that their first match against each other, Kariossa won because he did ice and Sponge didn't. They had no way back to Temple of Time and had a long shot on Lax, and Kariossa got Prelude in ice before ever going Child.
Yep.
We are just 100,000 points shy of 5 million channel points. Can we get that done, chat?
Don't make me channel my inner pie. Come on, all.
I gambled it all away.
Well, let me put in another 10,000.
Oh god. Yeah, anyone else? Favorites?
Well, I mean, as you said, I think it's difficult to pick a favorite. Yes, Kariossa is undefeated in this tournament so far. 100%. That is just the reality we live in. That being said, there's always an element of luck. Both of them have incredible execution. Both of them have all the means they need to win this seed. And I mean, on the stats page earlier, it showed a ridiculous 1 hour 32 minutes as Sponge's best time versus 1 hour 41 minutes as Kariossa's best time. I don't see a clear favorite. I'm 100% sure that we're gonna see an awesome, amazing, very thrilling match, and that's what I'm rooting for, to be honest. The only reason I might be rooting for Sponge just a little bit is because I would love to see another game in this grand finals before we wrap up season 5.
I know. I'm like, does it feel biased to say I just want to watch more OoTR? Like,
It really isn't. I'm really hoping for a good match between these two, but I want to see a game 2 as well.
I think you mean Zooter.
ZooTR, sorry.
Zooter. Yep.
ZooTR.
Well, we have 1 minute left. Race mods, let's take a last call from us before we head out and let the comms take over. Big thank you, everyone involved. Cannot be happier with how things ended up turning out. I don't know how you two feel as well.
Yeah, I'm glad that we had the ability to put our hands into it. It was fun to be part of organizing it, and look forward to the next season.
Yeah, despite all the chaos, organizing this was like one of the best experiences I've ever had. So I just hope it continues and that we can bring this excitement into season 6 as well.
All right, with
Thank
that,
you all for
Emo?
everything you've done.
Emo, Mel, Tobias, all yours.
All yours.
Bye, everyone. Enjoy the race.
Goodbye.
Well,
Yeah, with that being said, I think Karios is going to win here today. He just has like this incredible sixth sense in Hyrule. I just can't really explain it. Like he won today's weekly just as a show of dominance, but it's going to be a sick match either way. Ooh,
We get our bets
We are starting in
on
River.
for the grand finals game 1.
Market path to Phantom Ganon, straight up the first path hint. So, I mean, let's start this commentary by acknowledging thank you so much to everyone in this community who volunteers, whether it's by contributing code to the randomizer, to ancillary software around it, to whether it's by contributing documentation, by volunteering their time. You're all awesome. You're all what makes this community possible, and we love you. And with that, let's get this race started.
30 is dead. Let's go.
Good news.
And a stick. We can't
I
use
thought-
that as adult, which I still think is wrong.
it's one of the, I don't know, probably more utilitarian spawns you can get. It is a shout out to one of the first races with random spawns was the same entrance that they're using today for the grand finals. So, bit of a lore tidbit there, but
I believe that was 50 is dead as well, and I think Carrie skipped that hint. So hopefully the other is around. We've seen runners kind of waste a lot of time collecting skulls if they miss skull hints.
yeah, Top River is just so close to Domain, Fountain, Goron City, Lost Woods, SFM. It's just right there.
Mhm.
Both have kind of a yellow tunic today. Is that by
No.
choice or?
I'm gonna
Which
assume
do I
that's
like more?
I'm gonna assume that's a randomizer.
They're both
result.
pretty ugly, so
Not my
I'd be
favorite
surprised
color.
if they,
Yeah.
they picked that.
Alright, what do we got here? So, chat, we're here to answer any questions you might have about the game. Emphasis on about the game. We'll be explaining what's going on.
Gold Mask dead. And a wallet in the open grotto in Kakariko.
Okay. Wallets are nice. We can buy shoes. We like those.
Those are useful.
What game is
Yeah.
this?
Kakariko Village, of course, great opener from a lot of situations and seeds. It just has so many open checks right off the bats. So it's a pretty strong play. Usually what you would see in the first 10 minutes or so of a seed, especially if you start as adult. It looks like Bolero at the Windmill here is the first song that they have, in addition to the ZL that they started with. For ZL that happened to be a ZL.
Could be the start of a wonderful song chain. Let's see if it is.
Yeah, both the runners here are going to be doing the rest of Kakariko. Ooh, finding a scale,
That's
heading to
nice.
Graveyard.
Well, that puts River into logic as child, so we can get beans, logically.
We like beans, we like domain access, we like quick access between River and Lost Woods. We like all of these things.
Especially with this seed's starting spawn being at the top of River. I could see a save quit after Graveyard here.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps after your Bolero check if it's not another warp song, you know.
Yeah, check the Bolero check, see what you got, find out what you're getting, and compose your grave here. And
I did not see what was in
just a
that crate.
groupie.
Get another check here with Sponge.
Yeet.
Yep, definitely a blooper.
And feel free to get your guesses in what time you think Kariossa is going to get on this Dompe race. You can throw in, I guess, for Sponge too. also doing dumb berries right now.
If I want to consult my bingo, I hope a sub 50.
I mean, these runners are very consistent at this. I would think sub 50 is.
Yeah, they're gonna get a 46 or 47. I think Kariossa here could get a 46, but it'll probably just be a 47. By the looks of it. Oh.
48. 47. Wow.
Nice.
And then Sponge is definitely gonna get a 47 here.
Yep, they are both on fire.
Might even be a 48.
49 even.
Ooh.
Yep.
So a little bit slower, but basically tied at the moment. It's going to be the case for a while until they kind of diverge in their routing. But a full wallet here to start. It's also pretty nice.
Kariossa walking over to the composer's grave, getting another song. Obviously means that the check, the flames in the composer's grave check is going to be left there for a while. But I can see why we would want that song early.
Yep, and I mean, it possibly will just get left there forever if we get a hint for it. But yeah, with Bolero, I mean, Minuet is really nice for mobility when it comes to child. Like, obviously Bolero, once you get a hook shot or hovers, most runners use it when they're adult, but that's no good as child, so I always like Minuet in my back pocket and Requiem.
Wow. That's
Nice.
and so I mean we have 2 warp songs that give us access to at least 2 more songs straight from the start.
Requiem with a full wallet. You're not making the time investment to go buy Choose right now, but wonder if you think about it.
Depends on. Okay, there's Minuet, so another song. We're
Serenade.
getting a lot of mobility very early on in the seed.
Serenade. Yeah.
Oh,
Minuet of
Minuet
Water.
of Water? Yeah, Serenade, thank you.
I know, all of the ones that start with A, you're like, which one is it?
Yeah, Minuet of Water, here we go. It's a special edition. Made specially for this grand final.
This is like random, that's a setting, right? Random songs, random warps.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a
Not
setting.
in
Yeah.
these,
It
but-
exists.
Skull Kid
Skull Kid.
is Blue Rupee, okay. That's our first sometimes hit.
And doesn't look like much on the arch. Neither runner is spending time like extra identifying it. And storms. Okay.
Could be a very good choice to go directly towards well.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely another point at which they can diverge here. They're both
Yeah.
going to save quit.
Oh, yeah. I'm honestly so excited to watch these runners. I
So
mean,
into
we
Lost
might
Woods
see
we go.
divergence, but at least in the early game here, I don't think we're going to be too surprised to not see them making a lot of different decisions.
Here it looks like they are.
Yep,
Kariossa
right
is
here.
going down river actually. Just to get back to Temple of Time. Interesting
Yeah,
that he didn't just
possibly.
wait for Requiem though. And Sponge is definitely going to get the song here. Setting up the
Yeah.
Mitoscope.
Yep.
In the first try.
Nice.
Mino's a nice guy, you just have to treat him right, you know?
Yep. And we'll see what ends up happening with logic in that. For anyone who's newer, to get here as adult, to Sacred Forest Meadow as adult, you need either Sarias or Minuet, and the game will tell you that repeatedly. And since we haven't actually seen either of those, very nice.
Yeah, this will
Fox, you good?
eventually be in logic, so it's not a huge issue that you're even here right now.
Eventually.
Yeah, market Phantom Ganon.
We had already seen that in the river.
And
So
Frost
that's
2 is dead.
That's probably what we're seeing Kariossa go back here right now. It's really nice time of day
right, 4
for him.
hints back to back. Shadow
Shadow-
Goma,
Oh no.
Water Foolish.
And there's
OT
Sarias
Sunsong.
on Minuet.
And
So
Zora's
we're
River
looking-
Foolish.
And 40 dead. This is where we get to play the guessing game of, is Shadow Tagoma for a slingshot or our Kokiri sword? And our dungeons today. Dodongo's Cavern, Forest, Spirit, Deku.
Sure, would have been nice to know that River Foolish hint before we checked most of River. But hey, at least we got a
Yeah.
few hints out of it.
But you know what? There's still stuff you can do as child there that they're not going to do anymore. Icy Waters is dead.
All right, so our medallions: DC, Forest, Spirit, Deku, and Water. That's a medallion layout. Lake Hylia on the path to,
Oh.
was that Morpha?
Morpha, yep.
Some of the 2-item dungeons are your stones, so if it's all dungeons, so if that Sun Song on OT is needed, Ocarina of Time there, it's not going to be the nicest seed in the world, but Sponge is putting off the time change, hoping to maybe catch an item here.
Yeah.
Looks like nothing in Mitos.
And I mean, Stone Shadow finding a way, perpetual meta, it has found a way already. Nice and hinted. Hey, a free piece of wood. That's the wrong shield game.
Well, at least we know that Stone Shadow has found a way.
Yep. 100%.
It is. Oh, hey,
Oh,
that's
hook
Oak
shot
Shot.
on child shooting. We need that.
Yeah, payoff for Kariossa getting that early hook shot. Hasn't spent a lot of time as adult, but looks like Sponge is going back, so it's going to be pretty minimal time loss here on Sponge's side. But it's
Yeah.
definitely, I think, playing for the path areas is probably the strongest thing you can do. I think arguably over songs, but it really depends on the situation here. It's just really, it worked pretty well. The only downside is Kariossa had to go down river that Sponge hasn't done yet. But Sponge is going across field, so it's pretty much even right now.
Kariossa, I think this is going to be really close for Dompe time, but I think he should get it. So, that is a good shot at being our market path to Phantom Ganon. You, of course, need a hook shot to get into Forest Temple. Sun Song.
Oh.
Don't die.
That skull shows violence.
Yep. As they all do. These skulls.
Really prioritizing the time of day checks that matter early on here for Kariossa's side. We'll see if Sponge goes the same direction. It's kind of something I like doing as well. It's just taking all of these child-specific, time of day-specific things out of the equation as fast as possible.
Yeah.
That way you can just get back to adult, stay adult for a while, or stay a child for a while.
Yep, and there is Dompe.
And he digs up. Nothing.
Nothing.
Pay $10, get 5 back.
And... Alright, looks like we're going into the well. We don't have explosives currently, but with chest size matches contents, that's less of a concern. Having Lullaby is way more important because you can actually peek all of the bomb-locked checks and see if there is something that you need to come back for or not.
It's one of those things that CSMC's really pumped up is Grudo Training Grounds and Bomb of the Well here. It's just, there's so much stronger to go to now, even if you just peek things like that. It's go mode a lot faster, at least.
Yep, absolutely.
Oop.
Alright. And Sponge... heading out, following the exact same path currently, but, will they be headed into Ranch? I'm not sure what their time of day looks like versus where Carrie's was.
Looks like it.
It's a little bit sooner because I think that field crossing was a little bit quicker than just going down river again.
Mm-hmm.
So he has just enough, but looks like it's going to work out for him. This is also time specific, so it works out about the same. And if you get Nocturne here, then he can just knock out Graveyard, everything that Kariossa is doing, and just string it along better. So I think going towards songs is probably still your best kind of strat, especially in a song-based game like Ocarina of Time. But a couple different factors here and there, and Seeds can definitely flip that around. There is a big chest here on the way to the coffin and Bomb the Well. See what that is shortly as he makes his way back. Meanwhile, Sponge. Yeah.
And Varese, it is just these two running. This is game 1 of the grand finals, the end of a tournament we've had going on for several months here. So it's just a 1v1 at this point.
Yeah, 1 game advantage to Kariossa, being in the winner's bracket and winning that. So Sponge will have to win here and then as well on Wednesday, potentially.
Kariossa's hover boots in the coffin here.
Okay,
well, we know we have to go into Shadow.
Second big chest here that we pass on the way here.
I thought you meant
Serenade. Oh, that wasn't big.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I need my glasses checked here.
Yeah.
I thought for sure that was big.
Both of you are.
Hey, at least I'm not the only one who misidentifies things. There's a banana.
And boomerang. Okay. All right, game. Just a bloopy there. And
all right. Well, if the hero has already been established, and Din's Fire. Want to go to Shadow? Well. Just go to the well first. Forehead.
Yep. And Prelude on is check. That's a nice pickup for Sponge.
Yeah, all stone dungeon items. I don't think that's such an issue. I think the big power dynamic right now is Kariossa just found 3 items. Oh, now here's a 4th.
And another.
Slingshot.
Oh, okay. That slingshot is really nice though, because that does tell us that we're finding our Kokiri sword or something directly leading to it. That's great to know before you have to commit to going to Stone Shadow.
This is why you check Bomb of the Well. It takes about 3-4 minutes, and you can just find 4 items.
Yep. Alright, so that does mean Kariossa is going to save a little time on Sponge, be able to do almost all of Lost Woods.
Let's see if he does anything with the boomerang. Maybe skulls are required, potentially. We have early ranged equipment.
I thought we had seen hints for 30, 40, and 50 skulls being dead already, right?
Yes, all of the big numbers are
10
dead.
And 20.
10 and 20? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you definitely need boomerang for 10 and 20 when we have a bottle and a hookshot and sticks.
I think at that point...
You got them all at the same time, roughly, so...
Yeah.
At that point, it's less about needing it and more about convenience. Which skulls would you like to collect this seed?
Not the bottom of the well ones.
True that.
If I can pick any skulls, it's not... Oh, another.
Fifth item. We'll see if there's a 6th or a 7th, potentially.
I believe is bomb locked. We only have 1 key, but I'm not sure if Carrie just passed by one.
Icy Water's dead. And Dockney in chat asking, is this a best of 3, best of 5? What is this? This is well, technically a best of 3, but Kariossa starts with 1 game already in the bag because he comes from the winner's bracket. And that's our 2nd wallet, isn't it?
Yep, 2 wallets hanging out. Yes, so we will only have a game 1 and 2. Sponge would need to win today to have that game 2 on Wednesday. It is even more of a true best of 3 though, because it was Kariossa that knocked Sponge into the lower bracket.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's the best of 3. Just game 1's been pretty much played already.
Yeah, game 1 was already played, and Kariossa won. looking to go undefeated in this tournament. And
I-
I don't think we talked about this before, but this is Kariossa's shot at being the first two-time winner.
Sponge the first to find
Ooh.
magic in the Kokiri sword chest.
Curious
That's
hasn't
magic.
won a tournament yet, though. This should still be a
Oh.
new champion, no matter
Oh,
what.
I thought I heard season 3. Or
Season 3 was Marco's ATZ. Season 1, what the hell's did not win. That was season 4.
3 was Bono. Okay.
3 was Bono. 2 was Marco. Yeah.
Okay. Someone told me
There you go.
on season
Yeah,
3.
chat
and I was
correcting
like,
me
that
as
doesn't
usual.
sound right.
Yeah, there'll still be a new champion here either way.
So yeah,
Maybe
brand new
another
champ.
French. No, three French champions potentially. 4 French speaking. Oh, 5 French speaking. ATZ and what the hell's.
Yep. That's right. It was Kuiper. Thank you, Chimp. I was like, when did Kariossa win? And I was trusting Kuiper. Don't trust anything we say, chat. No matter where you are. That is...
No, trust but verify is the...
Trust but verify. Here's me verifying.
And both players here still just clearing out some Spear Zero, just immediately available checks. Nothing's been item locked for the most part, just song locked.
Yep. But this is a path location. I don't believe Kariossa has seen that hint yet. Sponge has. We're expecting to find irons or our other hook shot here. I think it would have to be... Nah, never mind.
Kariossa immediately going towards Ranch that Sponge has already done, so Sponge now has the ball in his court. Doesn't know it, but as far as we're concerned, from our vantage point here, we'll see what he does.
Oh hey, that wasn't just a single deku nut on child fishing. That was a nut crate.
Nut grade. It
He's
looks
going
like
towards
domain.
Domain.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, domain fully in logic, available. You're at lake already. It's easy enough to get back there. You've got Prelude.
I think this is kind of a meta play in a way. Kariossa, as well as a lot of other French runners, typically don't like doing domain early, before the hour mark usually. So I think this is just, you have scale, you're already here, I'm just going to save a trip here. You don't know where save quit is yet for child yet? Have you seen that yet?
We have not seen a spawn, no.
Yeah, so you don't know exactly when you're going to be back here again, or if you're going to be anywhere near river. You don't want to do river, of course, but... and you already have Serenade, but of course already there for child fishing, so it would save some time if there is something here. On the off chance that there is. Not really a lot of hints yet.
Yeah, and I
that
mean,
we can act
Java's the
upon.
stone. You're not really wanting to see Rudo's letter today and have to bring it here, and it's easy enough to just do one swoop at that point anyway. Alright. Kariossa playing Minuet, gonna go get Prelude, and I assume do Lost Woods. Oh. Emo. There's a big
Yeah,
chest
there
in
is
the
a bit.
hole.
Yeah, big chest in the waterfall.
What you got for us?
An
What you
actually
got,
big
Karen?
one.
Is it gonna be a meme item?
Well, we're about to find out.
Alright. Diving was useless.
And the big chest is... Double defense.
You know,
Yeah, not
Double
exactly the greatest item in the world. These runners definitely don't need that.
No.
A lot of the times, especially if you don't get a lot of hearts, it makes the game a lot harder because now you can't death warp in addition to not taking enough damage for that. So,
yeah.
definitely not what you want to be seeing from Sponge's side. Ooh, Market though.
Market
It's do Richard the
spawn.
dog.
Yep.
We haven't seen Richard yet.
We have not seen Richard yet. But without Sunsong, without Nocturne, getting out of Market, you either have to wait or go adult, which could be very bad for Sponge given everything that was available in Bottom of the Well.
It's arguably one of the worst checks that you have on these settings is Richard. You just don't usually do it in Child 1, usually go adult. When are you going to go back Child? Sometimes you never do.
Alright.
And if it has like a hammer or a hook shot, it's a huge deal.
Yeah. Looks like Sponge is gonna take the owl and hopefully head over to Cack at that point. Maybe we'll see chickens. Oh, come on. You both love chickens. I've been deserted.
Just giving her the silent treatment. Wow. All right. I mean, chickens is a check that you can do.
Chickens is a check that you can do. For anyone who is newer, runners hate doing chickens because you have to collect all 7 of them, and it does take between 2 and 3 minutes, depending on how good you are at it.
Yep,
And Sponge is going right by that chicken, so we are not seeing chickens currently.
Yeah, unless it's hinted, it's just a huge time sink. And a match like this where it can be so close between the 2 runners. Looks like Sponge is just going bottom of the well here. Pretty easy early play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like Carius is grinding up a lot of money here. Enough for a Goron tunic, I'd imagine.
Either a Goron tunic or some shoes.
A Goron tunic or choose.
Yeah. I'd be pretty surprised though if
I
we
would
saw
push
if we saw an out of logic reverse or something from Requiem. I'd be pretty surprised here, but no, I don't have a possibility.
Explosives are nowhere to be found as of now, so it is a thing to do. It's not a great thing. I'm not arguing that.
He's gonna go for Adult Lake here. See if there's anything there, and then make a decision. Like, just this ability to be able to put off these decisions like that can really help along a lot of routing possibilities, too. So we're seeing both of that from both players already.
And Carrie has seen by now the lake is on the path to Morphahint.
Yep.
So is aware that there is something to be gotten here. And has the tools to get it, so might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, of course, we need iron boots, or the technically the gold scale.
Yeah, and irons. I mean, I would guess irons are here and not the other hook shot.
You know what would be funny?
What?
If our path item is a scale. That tells you where the iron boots are.
Where? Yeah, it does.
Or well, or where Longshot is, to be fair. But yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not curse it just yet.
In theory, whatever we find in Lake should lead to the iron boots, because currently, as far as we know, that hookshot is path to Phantom Ganon, which should mean our other hookshot is hard hookshot locked. And that earlier scale that we found does give us access to beans. So these aren't hard hookshot locks here. Alright, and there are hovers for Sponge. All right, adult fishing.
Hey, adult fishing has a bow.
Okay. Path bow is scary. We don't like that.
Opens up quite a bit. Makes a trip into forest kind of a double-edged sword. It could lead to something in there, but at the same time, you don't want to double trip it too.
Yeah,
So
you're
we're seeing-
really wanting that strength before you go into forest because it locks up 2 of your songs.
Also makes a GTG play a little bit more appetizing. If you're gonna go get a bomb pack out of logic, true pack out of logic from the Wasteland Salesman,
Yep, yep.
having a bow for GTG opens up a lot too.
Yeah,
That being
having
said-
a bow there.
That being said, bow could also be directly path.
Mhm.
There is a bowlock check in Water Temple. If that is your boss key, well,
Yep. Just a bloopy. All right.
so far our only path candidate in Lake is the bow.
Yep.
Not exactly what we wanted to see, to be honest.
No. And here is Kariossa reversing.
Yep.
And I would expect with a reverse here, we will see a Chew pickup.
Oh yeah, if you're passing by anyway,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't think you grab the skull. Well, he's got magic and dins. You can do Haunted Wasteland.
It's not hinted
Might as well.
foolish.
Yeah. Wait, do we have all of our foolish?
No, we have water and river so far. Third foolish hint is still missing in action.
Can it also be water related, like fountain? I feel like that happens a lot.
It certainly can. Hey, I mean, I remember a seed just recently where we had Wasteland, Valley, and GTG foolish. Which, of course, where were the light arrows? Wanna guess? Fortress!
Oh no.
Fortress on the roof, indeed. Benji remembers. Alright, Wasteland is just a small chest. I'm probably gonna open that up anyway in the hopes of finding some chews. And, well,
Hey, even better, a free shield.
Team Never Buy a Shield wins today.
There's no place to buy a shield out here, so. And Sponge is still going through bottom of the well, picking up all of the same items.
Ignoring the big chest on the light bike there, I think. Oh no, wait.
No, that was
Got
the
that.
wallet. Yeah.
I got the perspective on that room wrong. I thought he had just entered it.
Okay, so Kariossa almost at the end of his reverse wasteland here as Sponge goes adult, so pretty much even as much as possible without this bow. It's really the only difference right now. Kariossa getting this bomb choose, and I would suspect going into Fortress and checking GTG is going to spend the time to cross wasteland for this.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely at least peeking the rooftop, getting your access to GTG. Yeah, I would think you definitely go through what you can. I mean, a bow and a hookshot, like you said, do a lot in GTG.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to do all except 5 checks in GTG. So,
Sponge going into forest.
with 22 checks in GTG in total, that's a lot of chances for you to pull a good item.
What's the logic for getting to GTG here? Well, we don't have a horse, and we don't have long shot. So, none.
Yeah, these are the two options. So you would need either Epona to jump across the bridge in Gerudo Valley, or you would need a long shot to cross that gap. And there's...
Oh.
Wait, was that...
It
What
was
kind of
Ruda's
bottle
letter.
was that?
It was
Help
actually
me out
Ruda's
here.
letter.
Letter, yeah.
So
And
Sponge already had a bottle equipped.
That puts Ice Cavern in logic.
Yup. It sure does.
I mean, the biggest reason why you would go into GTG here is just to get a look at the maze. At the bare minimum, you have a bow for 2 free checks. Makes a lot of sense if you're going to cross anyway for bomb juice. Just as kind of a hope this saves time in the future. Don't know where the hell the first bomb bag is. Probably somewhere bad. So just come here and at least have explosives and try and find a strength or something.
Yep. And given how available everything for Shadow has been, I wouldn't be too surprised if our Nocturne does end up in ice. And that's what that letter is telling us. And there is a big chest up here.
And it's a t-shirt.
Thanks, game. You're the worst.
I mean,
I saw a tunic.
In theory, logically required for 1 check, I think.
We already had 2 wallets.
Oh yeah, good point.
But I mean, maybe the blue tunic is a nicer color than the yellow one Kari currently has equipped.
I'd be in favor.
One wallet is... Oh, you're right. Yep, that second wallet is bomb locked. Because we didn't have all of our keys in bottom of the well. When you hear us saying things like we don't have all of our keys, the game expects you to be really bad at key management. And so, even though you only need 1 key to get to that chest with the like in bottom of the well, it expects you to waste 2 keys getting the skulls.
Yeah, basically
Yeah, it's also on the off chance you don't know what the key layout is or what the, you know. So it's to prevent soft locks more than anything, but it's also expects the worst usage, so.
Yep.
Hey, bomb shoes in forest.
Nice. That'll save Sponge $200. Or will it? You just buy a pack because you're there anyway.
Depends on if this is the 5-pack or the 20-pack.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Alright. So, one thing we can say, Sponge is currently working on progression. Forest is one of our medallion dungeons. We'll definitely need to be doing this at some point today anyway. And Kariossa is going... I can get to GTG.
I'm doing GTG.
I'm doing GTG.
As I said, there are 22 checks in GTG. He can get to 17 of them.
Yep.
It's not a bad play.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Especially when you already went to bottom of the well as early as Kariossa did. It was like around the 20-minute mark or something. You could just check everything. So I think just because of that makes it a little bit more appealing as a play. Just for checks density. And there's another big item here.
Big chest.
Ooh, just the neighbors though. Yeah, not required for anything, but could make things easier. Maybe kind of low health, so it could be relevant, but probably not.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the maze holds, because one thing about going out of logic the way Kariossa is currently, depending on... Oh, another big chest. Depending on when the game expects you to actually have access to this, there might not be anything useful here. Or you might be skipping a bunch of roundabouts that the game wants you to go through.
The bigger problem is that you won't know exactly what's locked by what. You can have an idea, but you won't know unless you actually have the item to get there. So there's kind of 2 camps of thought there. You go extremely out of logic for time save. I mean, here getting a Bigron sword is kind of a big deal. It's going to add at least a minute or 2 of advantage for Kariossa, just in general execution. So, but it looks like Sponge is going to go also Lake here. So probably going to get that bow. And then we'll see if he also goes... I mean, I don't think he'll go back to Forest, because he just went there, but...
No, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Sponge safe quit. And actually do ice, having found that letter.
Yeah, that definitely would be a good option. I mean, he has multiple bottles, so he doesn't have to turn the letter in first, which is a nice thing.
Yep.
Chimp and Reef was in chat earlier saying, you all say rush ice, I say rush Jabu. I mean, I'm in favor, but Ice Cavern has a free song. Jabu, not so much. So, well, Jabu is a third of a song.
Yeah, and it's Sun's song.
Yeah, which unlocks a single check. Which, if that ends up being necessary, is kind of rude.
Yep. So we did see Kariossa save there before using these keys. There is a big chest here. He'll just be quitting without saving if this is nothing.
Like so.
Oh. Getting another... This is the nice thing here. Getting another look at the maze from a different angle, because sometimes it is really hard to see the entire layout.
Oh, hey, yeah, that was a bow-locked bow, wasn't it?
Yep.
Which is another bingo square for me.
Yep.
Also, the nice thing about going to GTG here, Grudo Training Grounds, is that you don't have to come back if there's nothing else here. There could be like Strength 2 locked, Iron Boot locked items, but majority of the time I would say you probably just don't come back here at all. But it looks like there is another big chest here in the maze. See what that is.
That
Ooh.
is the payout
Okay.
that Kariossa
Big
was hoping
strength.
for.
Going
now
straight
Carrie
to
can-
Forest,
yeah.
gonna one-trip it.
Yep.
Carrie can just do Forest Tempo.
Yep,
Yep.
that strength is a big payout. It's behind a lot.
Probably not our logical first strength.
Yep.
But I don't think Kariossa cares at this point.
No, definitely not.
Definitely going to keep in mind, this is probably a Strength 2 Root 3. But
Yep.
beyond that, it kind of restricts a few things here and there in terms of placement, but we'll get to that point, I'm sure.
Fun chugging some milk.
Once that empty bottle. Saving, and we're seeing an ice play from Sponge.
Yep, I do believe that is a nice play.
Here's Rudo's letter for Kariossa.
And yes, Kirby fan, Saria's was on the minuet check, meaning that that minuet is our logical access to Forest. And yeah, I mean, an ice play at this point, as we've been talking about, we know it's a song. It is either Nocturne, Your Horse, or Song of Time, all of which are very helpful and useful songs, even though you don't really want Song of Time.
Song of Time just opens up places that you don't really want to go to. Whether that's the Sunken Silver Rupees room in GTG, colloquially the toilet, or, you know, River in Water Temple.
Yep. Okay. So Sponge is doing this without a shield. Most runners, their setup involves using their shield to get a precise angle that looks better. I think that should work out. There we go.
Yeah, freehand turning this is not easy.
Yep. So Kariossa, as we said, is going to go through all of Forest. We'll be able to complete it having found that strength, and we'll see what Sponge finds in Ice here.
First of all, we're getting some hints. Bigaron is dead.
Yeah. Dang.
Poor Bigaron.
Chad can fight it out whether shields or ESS turns are better. I'm not gonna touch more choose.
That was a 10 pick.
Nice. The strength was in the GTG or Gerudo Training Grounds maze. I believe it was behind only the 4 keys that Kariossa had picked up, but maybe.
And I
it was
think that's
5.
Feroz Wind.
Oh,
No, Gold
that's
Scale.
Gold Scale!
Oh, we can now completely check our path location lake.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't-
thinking Sponge will probably keep that in mind, but not go out of
Yeah.
his way for it for now. Assuming that the bow is gonna be Path instead.
Yep. And Sponge doesn't need to peek Icy Waters because it was
We had a
hinted.
hint.
Yeah, Iron's on Lab Dive. So most of the things that you think of Gold Scale being needed for, there is only one thing the game hard expects you to use it on, logically, and that is Lab Dive. If Irons are on Lab Dive or in Tektite Grotto, Gold Scale is hard required. But the other nice thing about finding Gold Scale is we may not even need the Iron Boots. These runners are capable of getting through all but one check-in Water Temple with just Gold Scale.
And there are 11 checks of Water Temple in total, 6 of which are keys, 1 is the boss key, 4 items. In other words, there is about a 90% chance that the... oh no, there is a 90% chance, because the 11 checks includes Morafa itself. There's a 90% chance that you don't need the Iron Boots to actually get your boss key in Water Temple.
Yes, Central Pillar is the check we're talking about that hard requires the Iron Boots. And small chest here.
Bomb choose for Kariossa.
So I think at 20 chews, 5 hearts and double defense, Sponge will just be skipping small chest from here on out.
Depends on if he decides to buy a Zora tunic, but I think yeah. For skipping small chests from here on out, I mean, for me personally, I would want another heart container to be comfortable to fight for Vadia.
Yeah, for a lot of the bracket runners here, 5 is a good round number usually.
Big chest
Oh,
in
big
Ice
chest.
Cavern. Yes, Matt, I did indeed mean Goron tunic.
I mean,
least,
Sponge
you know-
doesn't have the Zora tunic yet. So-
Yeah, no, but I mean, I was thinking about Goron tunic and being able to beat Volvagia bomb bag.
There is a bomb bag.
Is that our first logical bomb bag?
It could very well be. We do have a scale that's in logic. We can turn in letter. We started with ZL, so we can get in here.
Yeah, that is in logic. All right.
Yep.
It also puts in Bomb Bowling and Market. Just another path area that I would probably want to clear out if I were Sponge.
Yes. Especially, well, that other strength would not be strength locked then, as far as we can tell. We wouldn't know for sure until we saw all of the rest of the keys and could figure out what's behind strength 2.
Those front flips by Sponge, damn.
I know. Ice. You see so many amazing swag strats in Ice. When they've got hovers, you see all these backflips.
I think just yesterday I've seen someone in chat suggesting keys shuffle, as in any keys that is spawned is randomly one of the normal ice or fire keys.
Oh no. No, absolutely not.
That would be, let's say, an interesting setting to add to one of the wackier branches of the randomizer.
Yep. And a very nice glitchless jump from Sponge.
Cups in chat just say no. I like it.
Yeah. Keys sanity. Keys. Not key sanity. I like key sanity. But Keys sanity would be the day I am done. I haven't been playing that long. Oh, and a big chest back here.
And it is the Stone of Agony. All right.
And there is Nocturne. Alright. I am guessing Sponge goes to Shadow.
Capitalize on Shadow here, potentially, with your Ice
Yeah.
play.
It's a path location. I think you are.
Yeah, it's a path location, and even though the game expects you to have a strength at one point, it's in no way hard strength locked the way Forest is. And this could very well be the expected, like, what the game expects you to play through. Shadow might be the next play for, you know, your first strength, or for, hopefully, your Kokiri sword. But...
Ice Cavern, Path to Twin Roba. Okay.
It's blocked by ice.
Bombs. Oh,
There's another one out there somewhere.
yeah.
Definitely interesting.
Yup. That could very well be for Nocturne. Like I was just saying, if it's a strength in Shadow, what you're supposed to find, and we end up finding Kokiri Sword in Forest here, for example. Gross.
Alright, so, just to explain quickly why Emo Soda said there has to be another one out there. Yeah, this hint is locked by having Nocturne of Shadow, and you cannot get a hint, or not exclusively get a hint, I should say, that is locked behind the location it is hinting about. So, the other hint that points to Ice Cavern being paths to Twin Rova has to be more easily accessible than this one.
Yeah, the hint could be for Bombay, because you do require bombs to beat Spirit. I was just speculating.
I think we're unlikely to see the other one, if anything. There's not that many areas left that actually have hints that the runners are likely to go to now.
Mm-hmm. Deku Tree is probably...
I mean, Deku is a medallion location, so...
I mean, there's only so many places for Nocturne anyway that Kariossa probably just goes ice after Forest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, finding that Ruto's letter really changes how you're thinking about what your next play is. And one of the very nice things about Forest, you'll notice we weren't watching Kariossa very closely during this. It's because it's very repetitive when you're watching it in a race setting. Nothing terribly exciting has shown up in here so far, which means Kariossa is using it as thinking time, making that gameplay.
Following it up with some more progression into Dongos definitely makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kariossa getting very close to the end of Forest here, which is a very nice thing to have out of the way. Sponge, I wouldn't say has lost any time. Kariossa is going to have to go ice, gonna have to do Dodongo's Cavern, for example, but having Forest out of the way just really... It's a good feeling, especially when we're watching it here, knowing Sponge hasn't even really been past Courtyard in there. Hammer Rocks is dead.
Yep, that was a hint at DC just now.
We are on the last of the pose.
That'll be Meg.
Small chest here, looks like. What's in our basement here?
Well, a Skulltula for one.
Kariossa found the strength in GTG Maze. It is...
Locked behind either Epona or Longshot.
Yep. So it's somewhere in Logic, but we don't know where our we don't know where the horse is. We don't know where our long shot is. I wouldn't be too surprised to find Epona's on Prelude, though, after Forest here. Lets us know that strength is, in fact, strength locked. Dongo's not really paying out anything so far. Just a few item checks left.
Well, it's our light medallion. We need to do it anyway, so worst
Yeah,
case.
it's a light medallion. It doesn't give us a song. It doesn't give us an item. It's just there.
Just kind of there. Yes, I know.
From our perspective, it's somewhere where we want to see Sponge right now, doing things that he has to do, progression. While Lucarius has been in Forest the entire time, that Sponge has been in Ice and DC, Dogger's Cavern. So definitely at least keeping up with the medallion count here as well. So the runners are more or less even. It really depends on a few factors here, but...
Yeah, exactly. And yes, chat, Sponge did peek the bridge chest.
Yep.
And that is Phantom Ganon down from Kariossa. Very nice. Whee.
Yeah, Chimp, I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. I apologize.
And just another piece of wood on Phantom Ganon, so pretty much just the song here.
Well, I mean, the bomb shoes are kind of useful here. Carrie has not yet found a bomb bag, so until then, that is going to be his explosive supply.
Oh, Prelude. Oh, picking up the song. I got there.
Yep.
Yeah, just the constant putting off of decisions here from both runners. Really just a great routing activity for anyone that's just getting into Ocarina of Time randomizer. Really mitigates a lot of risk. RNG, of course, it's in the game. It's a randomizer.
And it was Song of Time here, so our Epona's is locked behind Spirit. So
Not too kind.
That could very well be our strength 3 in the maze. We're not sure where Longshot is just yet, but
And Sponge doing kind of as we expected and following up on the Shadow Path next, seems like. Yep. And it looks like chat has not yet given up on the all dungeon stream. Still cooking up scenarios where how we could still achieve an all dungeon seed here.
It's not dead. As much as we would like to say all dungeons for Sunsong is a meme, I mean,
Look.
it is a meme, because, of course. But it's a check.
Yup. And Kariossa peeking the chests in Goron City Maze seems to be reasonably sure that there weren't any big chests back there, and so is saving himself the choose.
Yep.
He's also checking. He had a big mechanical error there. Kind of missed Link the Goron on the first go.
Yeah, very
For
unusual.
these runners in the grand finals, that's going to potentially be a huge mistake.
Yeah, his timing was just a little off. And it looks like Kariossa's gonna go clear out Crater here. Yeah, huge mistake, loses 20 seconds.
I mean, if you are expecting a race to be as close as we are expecting these two runners to be, 20 seconds can be huge.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of like Big Goron Sword. Of course, it's not the 30-minute time save that chat might have been memeing about when Carrie picked it up. But it is. It's time save. And that's also why we're seeing, even though he only has 4 hearts, Kariossa has explosives and 4 hearts and is not going to be opening small chests anymore because you'll get, most of the time, enough hearts along the way that you can't peek. You know, your fairy fountains here. Kariossa is French. Sponge is from the United States.
Was he from Canada?
Canada?
No.
No.
I'm
He's from
confusing him.
Yeah. Another copy of 40 Dead. And we have to go even deeper into Shadow.
I mean, I am fully prepared to have that item be. Hey, there's our ice cavern path to Twin Rover hint
Yep.
in the DMT Storms Grotto.
And it's already been an hour. Wow. That... Oh, big chest there.
Happy 1 hour, everyone. And that's the silver gauntlets. That
We
is.
found it! That's our strength 1.
Yep, that is definitely our strength 1.
Yeah, I've note. Sponge did not get that.
Nope. So Sponge ended up beating Dodongos, and I think that still needs to be marked tracker.
I'm going to assume that Sponge has not been up the mountain so far, really.
Yeah, Sponge will end up doing kind of what Kariossa did, playing Bolero, you know, opening up access to Crater, doing this loop. It's just unusual to not do that before going into Dodongo's cavern.
It's kind of one of the more flexible checks. You can do it when you do Death Mountain Trail or Goron City. It's close enough to either.
Yep.
Or Kakariko, potentially, depending on how you want to route it. So, kind of like Chad's pointing out, yeah, it is very likely to get that, but we'll have to see. We know where 2 of the strengths are now, so it's going to really limit the options as far as the third one might be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Though again, our horse is locked by spirit, so our horse is 2 strength locked. Wherever our long shot is, either can't be behind that, or that's our strength 3 that Kariossa found first. Alright.
Let's see, any big chests from the Crushers? Well, there's a boss key.
Yeah. So that's so this is information for Sponge. Shadow being strength locked is just information. You logically need a strength to get up here. Sponge obviously knows that there are 3 strengths available, but again, when it's information, how deep into the seed is what I am doing right now. I think that's an indicator, given how early everything else was available for Shadow. There's probably a strength hanging out that I've missed so far. So we said happy 1 hour, we didn't actually do our shoutouts.
That is true. Thank you so
Guys,
much
do you
to
wanna-
everyone. Yes, let's do it. Thank you so much to everyone involved in making this restream happen. That starts, of course, with our runners who are putting on a heck of a show. Thank you so much. But also, thank you to our trackers. And big chests in... Quick pause here. Big chests in Shadow Tempo. That was the fire arrows.
We don't need those.
We don't need those, no.
Fire locked fire. Those
Yep.
are useless.
So that is not our path item here. Thank you to our trackers, Tomaltag and CDHoff, who are keeping us up to date on what items the runners already have. Thank you also to our restreamer, who is, I think, also Tomal, and Cups, who is race monitoring this, as well as to my co-commentators, Emo Soda and Milkweed.
Yes, thank you everyone, and thank you both for being on comms with me today. I know this is a very hype match, and I'm very excited to be on comms for this.
Oh, so excited. Yeah, that spinning pot room by Sponge was pretty impressive. Really, really quick and accurate there.
Yeah, really likes using the bomb tree strats.
And there's a big chest. That's
And
Kokiri
there's our
sword.
Kokiri
Well,
sword.
that resolves that path. If you're Sponge, do you finish Shadow Temple at this point?
I think at this point you don't have a strength to pull the shortcut. You finish.
I could see either coming out of Sponge here. I think he's gonna finish though.
Yeah, boss key and a small key were strength locked, so to go past this point, unless this is a small key.
Nope, it is not. So yeah, this Bongo is going to be beaten. Nope, never mind. Sponge is out of
Okay.
here.
Okay. Yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
He has no chance to come back here easily. So this is certainly a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Probably spent about the time it took him to beat those two Gyptos to make that decision.
Yep.
Oh, he's probably thinking about it. Yeah, since he opened the sword, I would imagine.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a tough decision to make when you don't have Furor's Wind, you don't have your
You're largely
strength, know your logic, and pull the shortcut.
Yeah, you're largely out of strength locked out of most things in the seed now too. So definitely don't want to spend as little time as possible there.
Yep.
It's all strength locked.
Yeah, which we know there is a strength very easily accessible on Death Mountain Trail, in the wall. Sponge has not gotten around to those checks yet.
Right, Sponge now checking more checks in Market, which is another path location. Wasn't for Bombchu Bowling, though.
Nope. Alright. And Sponge headed to Deku. And I think still has Target in the Woods to do, so might do that along the way. Yep. And Kariossa at 10 skulls, which Sponge has not been prioritizing. I'm not sure if it's just that there are skulls they have in mind to get instead. Kariossa is safe quitting, so this should be the ice play. Oh. Okay, missing that jump slash.
Kariossa missing the entry into domain. Gonna try again.
That worked.
Try. Yeah, another mechanical error from Kariossa. Those do add up.
Hey, that's another bingo square. Sponge just used his slingshot to squeeze to freeze one of the Deku shrubs.
Kariossa also going over King Zora, has not handed in the letter. Kind of a definitely a detour that neither player is willing to make here.
No, certainly not. You don't want to go into Jabu, and you don't want to make the trek here. Big chest here. Goron City is foolish. Alright. That's kind of rough for Sponge. And a Goron tunic. Okay.
I mean, you hope that he still goes up the mountain to check on Crater, but that is...
Yeah, we are at a point here where even though Sponge is still doing progression, has made it through, you know, the large majority of Shadow is now going to get Deku taken care of. Sponge needs to find one of those strengths.
He's
quickly.
also already done the Dongos, already gone to Ice, so it's less likely to play Bolero to get it, and like even the neighborhood that checks in. So really a case of does he go to GTG or not, and without any strengths at all, it's a tough call to make too.
Yep.
Curious to get any of these scale 2 here in Fountain.
Sponge, meanwhile, checking the hints around Deku Tree. First one was a repeat of what 50 Skulls hint. There's still one path hint missing. There are still 2 sometimes hints missing, for the record. Not from the Deku Tree, though. That was the Skull Mask duplicate.
And yeah, there is still one strength we don't know about. If Epona is our logical access to GTG, that means Sponge can find another one. It is available. We don't have any indication yet that strengths are path and lock each other. And apoplectic air astronaut, gifting a sub to Sports 77.
Thank you so much for your support. That's a name.
It's 7 7s.
Yeah, 777.
Oh.
Oh.
77. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be said, but that's a drink I am familiar with, so why not? Hey, no problem. I almost screwed it up. I'm sorry.
Here's
Ira
Fira,
603 dropping a 5-pack.
Nice.
Happy Grand Finals indeed. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the
closer.
emotes, everyone.
Closer to that sub goal of Trez versus what the hell is no logic. That's exciting.
Oh,
I mean,
Romer
it looks like chat
21.
wants to make that sub goal happen today.
Let's
Romer
go.
21, thank you so much for a 10-pack.
What's the cooldown on the hype train? Because I do think we had a hype train before the match started up.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's been long enough? Alright, let's go. 2 hype trains.
Well, let's get that hype train going, folks.
Alright, and nothing in Deku. And Sponge also passing by these skulls. But it's not really giving Trez money. It's giving the Ocarina of Time Randomizer community money. And SDG Sean gifting a sub to Daredevin. Thank you, Tomo. There we go. It's giving Dragonbane money for keeping ZSR online. Close enough. Potato, potato. Yeah, there we go. And Jason Erlani coming in.
With
5-pack,
a
I think.
10-pack.
10-pack.
No, 10-pack.
Oh, this went too fast. And Spider down.
Yep, that was a high Goma by Goma moment.
Yeah, not really anything in Deku otherwise. Kind of a
Yeah.
letdown for Sponge.
Yep, that is kind of a letdown. I will say though, I think that might encourage more of those earlier available checks, Death Mountain Trail specifically. Or Child Spirit, I guess. Be a better router. That's fine. Is this a thing? Yes. Wouldn't be too surprised. Oh, Daredevin.
Thank you to Daredevin for the 5-pack, going to Tyrus, Burst Generation, Gillian, Neth19, and CD Hoff. We had a tracker without a sub.
Yeah, we sure did.
Wow.
And yeah, Sponge, that Prelude makes it a little hard, but I would assume Sponge will do Lab Dive pretty quickly. There's Stone of Agony and Nocturne for Kariossa. And going to... Oh, I guess we'll see Lab Dive from Kariossa first. Which makes sense. I think doing that quickly, because if it is your long shot in there... Because at this point, logically, this is hook locked. Because you needed that hook shot to get Rudo's letter to get your other scale in ice. Well, fountain, whatever. Ice fountain.
Finally seeing Lab Dive out of Kariossa.
And
It's
okay,
nothing.
our path item was indeed the bow. What's that tell us? Well, there was a hook shot on. Interesting.
Suppose our irons could be on Shoot the Sun.
There wasn't really any. Well, I mean, there wasn't really anything in Forest Temple, at least.
Nope. Oh, the choose. Yep. Resetting the room. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dang.
Kill the spiders. Oh, it's so good.
That is satisfying.
But we didn't see these go off, unfortunately, so... Alright. Yeah, that was not the cleanest of the Chew setups from Sponge. I'm not sure if the Deku seeds there just kind of threw off everything, but... So Sponge choosing to climb here is, interesting.
It's largely impacted by his inability to be there as adults. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Small chest. I would say, if you are looking for Sponge swag for your bingo board, Sponge showed off some excellent swag in Ice Cavern. If we didn't call that out enough, I am sorry.
I mean, that silver block room was more than enough swag to fulfill that particular square, I think. A silver block? Push block room. You know what I mean.
There's silver rupees. That's fine.
Yeah, silver rupees and a push block.
And a small key here. We get a vanilla strength up here.
That would be something.
So, Rob Dog, we did have Ice Cavern path to Twinrova, and if it is that bomb bag and it is a path bomb bag, you're not also going to get that for King Dodongos because it was already hinted on another path.
Yeah, but they're bingo squares.
So yeah, Forest for Rudos, or where was our first hook shot? Market was already hinted. Lon Lon Ranch could be hinted path for our logical access to Forest.
Alright, Sponge checking the ferry, and then where's he headed next?
I would guess Serenade to do lap dive. But I mean, I'm just hoping that Sponge finds a strength soon. They've been on the clock for a little while, but now it's getting closer.
Yeah, it's gonna have to happen sooner rather than later. Especially as Kariossa gets near to that Deku, or Deku required item, Kakuri sword. It's a Deku sword.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see where he goes, though. Definitely gonna go back adult. Like Prelude here.
Right, what's our next
GTG
plan?
would be good.
Nocturne.
Turn in 10 skulls, maybe. Oh no.
Oh no.
We're going back into Shadow, wow.
That's a decision.
That, yeah, is not a decision I would have thought Sponge would make here. And that, I would say, puts Kariossa pretty firmly in the lead.
Having all of Forest done is pretty huge.
Yeah, having Olive Forest and the GTG. I would say GTG and Deku probably even out time investment wise. And Sponge did do through Courtyard in Forest, but that's a good.
Another 7 or 8 minutes, I think.
Yeah. I would even hazard 10, honestly. Just because we don't know when Sponge is going to find a strength to get going in Forest.
Right. Carrie is going to do the spinning pot room, obviously, so they should be basically at the boat at roughly the same time. Well, Sponge just overtook Kariossa on his second round through Shadow here. Ooh, Kariossa on half a heart.
Yeah, and Kariossa, like Purple is saying, can open shortcut. I wonder if this decision from Sponge is just like showing how torn they were in making that decision in the first place.
I think so. I mean, where else does he go that isn't just like single-digit number of checks?
Right.
So if you're gonna do that, you might as well, I guess, go finish Shadow, but it's still all strength locked is the problem. He doesn't know that there's a strength in Chichichi, obviously, but it's still a kind of a likely area to go to, right? Just in terms of density. So I'm a little surprised that he chose the back of Shadow, but it must be maybe he thinks it's all dungeons potentially. Maybe he just wants to be ready for the possibility of that. There's a chance that Kariossa just doesn't finish Shadow, and it ends up mattering. So still have yet to determine that here. Looks like he is still on the boat. Kariossa almost to the Kakuri sword.
Yep.
If Kariossa had Ferocious Wind, he would probably drop it right here and leave. As it is, he's probably going to pull the block to open up the shortcut and then leave. That's my assumption.
Yeah. I want to address a comment in chat. We're not rooting one way or another between the two runners. We like Kariossa and Sponge both just fine equally. As someone pointed out, we do want an extra match, and Sponge does have to win for that. But more importantly, I am always hoping that both runners are in go mode by the end, because I want a really good showing. And it just so happens that at this point, Sponge needs to find a strength for that to happen.
Okay, yes, a little bit on health now.
Oh, hey!
A whole
Picked up.
heart and a quarter.
At least the
And
beeping has stopped.
Yep.
Oh,
Kariossa's
Kariossa
gonna finish.
opting not to pull the shortcut, instead just finish the Shadow Temple here.
Yep.
That saves him a minute or two that Sponge invested getting back here. Maybe 3.
I mean, for Kariossa, you already have Gerudo Training Grounds for the most part finished, unless you feel like going back for the block room, or potentially the underwater room. So I think this makes the most sense from Kariossa's point of view as well. Like, where else are you gonna go? The Deku, I guess, but you're gonna go there anyway.
Yeah, I think Kariossa has a pretty easy next step, and that is gonna be Deku. Well, no, I mean, why wouldn't you go Spirit, I guess? Deku, Child Spirit, and then Adult Spirit, maybe.
There's a few different ways you can play it, depending on where you think Mirror Shield could be. It can really just be anywhere, but it is an open question. It could still be on Sun's grave for all we know.
Oh god. No.
Let's hope not.
If that's the case, where's our hammer? And if hammer is on Bongo, I'm stepping away for a couple minutes. I would need to go grab a very strong beverage.
I think I would need a pillow so I can scream into it for a bit, but, you know, same thinking, I think. And Sponge, 8, 9, there we go.
Very nice.
Nice one cycle against Bongo Bongo. Who needs a bigger on-sword anyway?
Yeah. Yeah. Sun's grave having lights would be terrible. Alright, Bongo. Do you have a strength?
That would be really helpful for Sponge,
That would
wouldn't
be
it?
so helpful for Sponge.
Recovery heart.
Oh, that's gotta feel terrible
The
for
deadest a
Sponge.
boss check can be. Kariossa might be happy to find it.
Yeah. Well, that is our Goron Ruby. Stone Shadow, done. And we don't have a hint for this yet.
Sponge remembering that, hey, there was this check I left behind. Flames in the Composer's grave. It is sadly just a small chest this time. Go up the mountain, Sponge. Sending psychic waves back 20 minutes in the past.
If having Hammer would be very impressive because Hammer locks Sun Song, and we do have a hint that Hammer rocks are dead.
This is the first skull check that we've seen.
Carrie checked
Carrie-
10 earlier.
You checked 10 already. Okay.
Bolero?
Bolero. Oh.
Again, gonna be in the right neighborhood. We'll see where it goes exactly. Or if he's just gonna go straight into fire.
Oh.
No? Okay.
Okay, going left is good. Chat. Oh, 18 seconds. We have a red shirt, and it's blue. Yes. Better
That
color.
is a much better color than the slightly sickly shade of yellow that was the Kokiri tunic for Sponge here.
Breath of the Wild is very much in logic. Great game, go play it. But both runners have done Bottom of the Well. The only bomb-locked things left are keys.
OOT Sun Song, yep, we knew that one.
Well, we hint hunting.
Sponge wants that last path hint.
Mm-hmm.
I would too, to be honest. 30 is dead, yep.
I mean, I would assume that the odds of any hint being helpful versus useless is pretty bad.
And more towards the useless, just in terms of density and all that, but...
Yeah, we have not seen a magic locked magic yet, but we have a couple options left for that.
Right, Kariossa heading into the Spirit Temple.
Yep. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Just like we were saying earlier with Sponge dipping into Forest, it's progression, you gotta do it anyway.
Also one of your higher density locations too, so if you know you have to do it anyway. Spirit's actually a really good play all the time. Sometimes you even see it before Grudo Training Grounds.
Yes! Sponge is picking up his first strength right here.
Yay!
Okay, you're gonna be on the board here.
Awesome.
First strike.
Excellent.
A little bit later than he would probably want for sure.
Yep. Especially after making that double dip into Shadow, I'm guessing Sponge is gonna feel that. We know this is very much still a race. But we also have a better... We also have a better idea just how much time Sponge needs to make up.
We do need those.
Sure do. So no hunt for lights.
It's going to be a much bigger panic point, I think, for Sponge. If he sees the light arrows there, he'll know that you don't have much time to make up if he is still behind at that point. So as much as the first strength there is hurts, but those light location, not great for Sponge.
Yep. But still no sign of long shot. Spirit
required
not...
child spirit.
Yeah. Child locked in spirit, and Kariossa hasn't done that. Sponge has.
Yep.
He will just be able to continue. Sponge will, Kariossa will have to invest 2 H changes here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's a little bit more time towards Sponge, so that's definitely an improvement in his position here.
Mm-hmm.
Kariossa already did have to go child to do Deku anyway. I mean...
Yeah, it doesn't change a whole lot for him.
Yeah.
But still, both players doing progression at the same time. Generally,
actually, that was really good routing by Kariossa. Then you're right. He chose to check if he can progress in Adult Spirit first before going Child for the Deku he needed to do anyway. And now he can just route that in before going Adult again.
Yeah, I've mentioned a couple times, but just the ability to do that and not have the decision be made, just Yeah, have that be future, Kariossa or Sponge's problem. Just to be sure. And it's just that level of safety that they can afford to play at, just because their execution's great, their routing's great, logical understanding's great. So really ideal routing here in that scenario.
Yeah, chat pointing out, pretty much all of Hyrule Field is an option for a long shot. Because as of right now, we believe that Bomb Bag in Ice is Path, and so Field is technically hook locked. Yep. Valley.
Statements that make sense in Randomizer.
We have not seen Valley at all. Hammer Rocks are dead. Ice is hook locked, yes, because Ruto's letter was in Forest Temple. No.
Right, Sponge is now in Forest Temple, following in the footsteps of Kariossa, basically. We have already seen that there are no further item pickups expected in Forest Temple.
Yeah, Forest was dry.
Yes, indeed.
Like it's in a drought. Dry forest. No.
Sigh.
Tobias has been like, I haven't had to do comms with Mel in like 2 months.
Haven't had to. I love
Haven't
being on
had to.
commentary with you.
Harumph, I got very confused for a second. I read Forest and Goku. I'm not sure how I fused GTG and Deku together into Goku, but that happened just now. It's like, why are we talking about Goku? What?
I mean... And that is Kariossa's Goron City foolish hint.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably gonna be pretty happy about already having been up the mountain at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, especially having all of Child Goron City available. That's one of my favorite foolish hints to get, because it's a time commitment to get there, and there are so many checks in both ages.
Yep. Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Sponge.
More swag from Sponge.
Technically not needed though. It could have just used the fire arrows.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, no.
Doesn't equip. I don't want to do that. And this looks like Kariossa just bailing on the hints. Yep.
Yep, probably has decided that more hints aren't worth it for him at this point.
Yep.
Demon Crusher, yes indeed. This game does need arrow cycling.
That'd be nice.
Though how to implement that, I'm not sure. I'm not an assembly programmer, and I'm pretty sure that is not that easy to build that in. Otherwise, given how many quality of life features the developers have already added to the randomizer version of OT, I'm sure that'd be a thing already. All right. Have I already mentioned that the randomizer developers are awesome? Because I haven't, I have now.
Yay, devs.
Yay, devs indeed.
Your strength is. Where do we think our long shot is?
Someone sneakily increased that sub goal by 20 subs.
Yeah. We are 89 subs away from Trez versus What the Hell's No Logic. I think I think they still owe us a match from last year, actually.
I mean,
Oh. Having Dins and Magic a nice backup here in Deku. Kariossa missing flame storage there.
happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Trez
August
versus What the
40th.
Hell.
In chat suggesting Tress versus What the Hell is actually a crowd control. You know what, Tress and What the Hells, if you commit to that right now, I'm gonna throw in a 10-pack.
Oh jeez. I don't think either of them are here.
Tress is in chat.
Oh, Trez is in chat.
Fair.
Trez needs another ultimate bronze noob dropping a 10-pack anyway. Let's go.
So, for the benefit of those watching on YouTube later, Tress's response in chat was, I will pass.
Yes. I mean, when it's crowd control, you can't even get anything done. You remember that one? I think it was with Void last summer. 690. 690 subs, not 420. No. No.
Alright, Kariossa is back in spirit, this time as a child.
Yeah, more progression here from both runners still.
And I think... Was that the famous Zero Cycle Phantom Ganon from Sponge here?
There was. More swag.
Did he not?
Nice, yeah. Not
Yeah.
only swag, but it is faster than...
I think he did not reflect a single energy ball in that fight, did he?
Nope.
Because that's another bingo square for me. Dum dum dum.
Alright, so now we really have a good look here. Did Kariossa not collect the Shadow Dungeon reward? I thought he also stepped into the blue warp pad, but maybe I missed that. Sponge gonna go pick up that Song of Time as well. And then, where do you go next? Well,
So from Kariossa's side, quite obviously the next place seems to be Adult Spirit Temple.
okay, yeah, this should be Field from Sponge, it looks like.
Which is a fine choice, considering a likely path bomb bag.
Mhm.
Yeah, GTG has strength 2.
Well, we don't know if it's strength 2 or 3, but that is the other strength that Kariossa has. GTG is still not in logic. We do not have our horse. We do not have our long shot. Oh, we saw this, right?
Boulder of Destiny? I'm not sure. I don't think so. No, we have not. Lens of Truth.
Ooh,
Magic luck.
opens
And
up one
I
check.
missed
Opens
that
one
boulder
check.
hint. Was that a repeat?
Yeah,
All right.
I don't remember what it said, but we knew it already.
Romer
Reverse
21.
is
There
not in logic. No.
Nope. There is no point in putting your treasure chest game guesses into chat right now.
There
There is no
it'll
point.
be minute. Oh yeah, Skull Kid. What we got?
Oh, that is a Deku seed
Shut
bag.
up. Alright, gonna warp down, do Southfield checks. Did Sponge do lab dive? I think.
Sponge did do lap dive, I think.
I need to step away for a couple minutes. Be right back.
Yeah, no
Alrighty.
problem. Getting our first look into Adult Spirit now that Curious has the keys from Child Spirit. So far, nothing. Apart from the light arrows that he did find on the compass chests. Sponge doing lab dive. And I assume the Southfield as well.
Yep. That, I mean, that leaves Shoot the Sun as the only location not yet checked in Lake.
Gonna get back to some more adult-specific checks from Kariossa in a little bit, so...
Alright, that is a small chest. I think we already saw that on Sponge's side.
Yep. Saw that from the child climb there. And so far, nothing for Southfield.
Sunsong
Oh,
Grave
that
is
is
dead.
Sunsong Grave. Sunsong
Yep.
Grave, yeah. It's extremely
Alright.
nice. to
That
have
tells
that.
us all dungeons is indeed not a thing this seed.
Yeah, not for that, I guess. it could still be like an item on Bovagia. Still could be something in Jabu,
Sure.
but not for OT song, thankfully.
And
Oh,
Kak is
out.
past the King Dodongo. Okay, water is wet and Kakariko is path.
Yeah, nice.
Uh,
Pretty useless, but it was kind of thinking about that for a while, and it turns out they were right.
quick note though. Okay, so we had a wallet in Kakariko Open Grotto. What else did we get in Kak so far? Because I think not much.
Just for the scale that was on top of the Anju, or near the Anju cow.
Oh yeah, in Pascal, you're right. Scale to hand in Rudo's letter. That could be a thing.
Although... No, I
Big
think
chest
that would
on
be
adult side invisible, and that's a long shot.
Okay. So that's pretty much everything that we need. Kariossa really just a mirror shield from Go mode now. We'll be able to complete everything, even as light arrows. And Sponge is doing King Zora here.
For some blueberries.
Iron Boots still might be required at the very least, right? We didn't get a central pillar.
We have not, no. But there is a sometimes hint still out there. So Sponge has done lap dive, as did Kariossa at this point. Was just a blue rupee. And yeah, Kakariko for King Dodongo for the scale, most likely to hand in. And I mean,
Hand in the letter so you can get Nocturne. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. We certainly didn't get a bomb back in Kakariko. And it looks like it is about to be treasure chest game time. And chat, get your guesses in.
Yeah, good luck seeing who wins that.
I mean, I'm gonna rely on my browser search function, but there is almost certainly going to be someone in there who gets it right. We start off with a with a right, so I'm immediately out. That figures.
Okay. Let's go team right. Yeah, let's go team right.
Oh,
All right, let's go.
Team right is still. And Team Right is still in the lead here. Nope, this time we're on the left side. Right, left. I think Baby Shark is still in. No way, that was someone else. Thought I saw Baby Shark in there, but no, that was it. Right, left. Someone got that right, definitely. And it was for nothing. Meanwhile, Kariossa heading into Water Temple with that long shot. We are, as I said, we can get to 9 out of 10 item checks in Water Temple. Or if you include Immorpha, 10 out of 11.
Oh, Sponge is also going to do Castle Fairy here. This is also a pretty bad check, all in all. I would say it's probably in the running for worst check in S5, along with Richard. Just
Yeah, it's kind of out of the way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not super great, depending on your spawns and if you have Prelude, things like that. Also get your bet in, exclamation point and bet, and where you think the location is for this Mirror Shield. It's the only thing we don't know about this seed. Along with, you know, Hammer and things like that. Oh,
well, we do know about Hammer now. Jeez.
I just summoned it.
You did.
Okay, well,
just that push Sponge into fire.
So make sure to get your bet in for Mirror Shield, because that's, I guess, the only thing we actually don't know now. But third strength, maybe. Oh, that could be in water.
Why? Why did I come back and see Hammer?
Yeah, was
just
that,
to bite you?
The Castle Fairy. Sponge checked along that with Lens game. Looked like he maybe was making some movement to job. I'd be a little surprised if he went that direction, honestly. He already has the All Dungeons is Dead hint. That was found in Southfield's remote grotto.
Wait, Sungrave was hinted while I was gone?
Yeah, It was actually an open grotto, but yeah, we now know that Sunsonggrave is indeed dead.
Right.
And, okay, Sponge is not heading into Fire Temple yet.
No, you do Crater Fairy first.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
You're too optimistic that you don't actually need to do fire.
But this might be a fire dip from Sponge afterwards.
Could be.
Thing is, we don't know where that Mirror Shield is yet. It could still be sitting in fire.
I think it's just gonna make him feel like he's even further behind, or still feel like he's behind when he found Strength earlier. Just finding the hammer there, like, super early location. Ooh,
speaking of Strength! Oh, what a bailout!
Well,
okay.
I guess I summoned it again. Okay. Well.
Oh.
I wonder where Mirror Shield's gonna be.
Apologies for shouting into the microphone there, but jeez.
Yeah, nice. Gets around Gerudo Training Grounds. Is a little bit closer in terms of where he is with Kariossa. Pretty much at parity. I think really all it comes down to now is where this Mirror Shield is. So just like that. pretty much even up here.
Yeah, Longshot being in Spirit means that GTG is in Logic now. Our Mirror Shield could be there.
So you're saying even up. Isn't Kariossa still basically an entire water temple ahead of Sponge?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that.
But Kariossa has a lot more decisions to make still.
Mhm.
If he makes the wrong ones, it's I would say at this point Sponge still does not control the destiny of this race. Kariossa does, but there's plenty of stuff for Kariossa to end up losing time back to Sponge with.
And it looks like we have someone calling bingo in chat. Goomba, congrats! I think that was the first bingo we saw.
I haven't even looked at my board.
Oh well, I need someone to score 50, more than 1650 on HBA.
See, I would have done bingo again this year. I just don't want to rig it like last year. But that's mostly to spite Chimp. So I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, the words clean and baronate in that order are not going to come out of my mouth after a baronate fight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's on my own bingo board, so I'm only sabotaging myself here.
Did we get a cac path?
We did! Kakariko is past the King Dodongo for that scale.
Let's see. 2+ pass for a single boss? No.
Yeah. So, yeah, whoever finds Mirror Shield first is in a pretty good position.
Mm-hmm.
And the
And
thing
having
is,
that fire temple available is pretty huge. Pretty big location. Not a ton of items are kind of sparsely laid out a lot of the time, just based on the key logic. It's usually really early or really deep. So we'll see if Sponge does the whole thing if he goes there, but I'm not sure where Kariossa is going to go. The hammer is on a child check over in your market. I mean, he's already done Bombchi Bowling fairly early. So I don't know.
and that's the Mirror Shield right there on Shoot the Sun.
Gross.
Gross indeed. Well,
Yeah, that's gonna be GG's.
I don't like calling games early, but I think
Yeah,
Kariossa now has a lead that I would deem insurmountable.
Yeah,
And
Karios is
just
gonna
like-
go undefeated.
Wow. Yeah, most races he joins, Kariossa just kind of finds go mode and is just going to complete the seed.
Yep.
So, wow,
And-
very well played.
And yeah, go mode under 2 hours. This is gonna be a 2:15 maybe. Does he have the keys he needs to just get to Twinrova? Yeah, that out of logic strength that play into GTG just really snowballed into a lead that Sponge couldn't overcome. And
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of it
again,
had to do with the strength positions. I mean, they just weren't really in great spots to begin with.
yeah,
I mean, you saw Kariossa had to do a reverse wasteland out of logic very early on, and
Yeah.
there happened to be a strength in Gruta training ground. So it really just kind of slid in his direction a little bit, but
yeah, and I mean the items being along the way obviously helped. After that one decision to go to GTG, everything was just kind of okay. It was either hinted or long shot, and lights were in there. You usually do shoot the sun once you're done with water if you're not in go mode, so that was just If irons are on Twinrova, I'm calling that as my irons on Shoot the Sun was correct.
I mean,
Close enough.
Sponge warping to Lake Hylia quite obviously here.
Where are the irons then?
We don't know, we don't care at this point.
Fire? If irons are on Twinrova, that's hilarious.
Would be in logic. We have Longshot available. Would be a required... Well, not quite a required double dip for dungeon, for 2 dungeons. Alright, that's Naburo done and dealt with. Kariossa over to Twinrova. Gale does not count us in logic for Water Temple.
No.
Logically, you need Iron Boots for all of these checks.
Yep.
Scale counts us in logic for getting through the door.
Yeah. So the actual entry is in logic. It's just nothing you do in after that.
Though, that changes if you add Pot Shuffle to the mix. But that's not something we're concerning ourselves with today.
Yep.
And it's actually so close here, too. Like, they're going to be in go mode fairly quickly after one another, and
Yeah.
just goes to show you how well they've managed to kind of go through the seed in 2 wildly different fashions. I mean, Sponge never touched G2G.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you what flexible routing can do, and why they're in the grand finals to begin with. So hats off to both runners here.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, and it really was just that strength actually being in GTG, frankly, made that it made it worth the whole trip. And then that other strength, yeah, Sponge just kind of missing DMT for a while. Yeah, the time that Sponge went back through Shadow, that was a good...
3-4 minutes, maybe?
Yeah.
Ish.
I was gonna guess closer to 5, but... did I miss Happy 2 hours, or were we just...
We did
in
miss
awe?
Happy 2 hours because we were kind of still processing what we have just seen.
Yep.
And yes, Happy 2 hours, everyone. Belatedly, slightly, but yes, Happy 2 hours. As Sponge is catching up on Water Temple, and Carrie is on the way to Ganon's castle. As good a time as any to shout out all the people who made this restream possible. Thank you so much to our runners, Sponge and Kariossa. Drop them a follow if you haven't already. Thank you to all the volunteers for making this restream possible. Trackers, Tomaltak, and CD Hoff. Tomaltak also is our restreamer. Cups is our race monitor. And obviously, thank you to Emo Soda and Melqui for, well, bailing me out on comms. Because I sure couldn't do it alone.
Tobias, you'll recognize Rudo's letter one day.
I'll try.
Yeah, so we've got Kariossa heading in to do the climb up Ganon's tower, has a few rooms left. Sponge will be getting in go mode before the end here. May even complete Spirit, but we will see what happens. Hello, Trez.
Good day.
You were unmuted, so I assumed you wanted to say something.
Just looking at chat and people asking for season 6.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Let's go.
Questioning my
Season
life
6.
choices.
Season 6 right now. Back to back. Nice quick grab there from Sponge.
Yeah, by the way, qualifiers start tomorrow.
my god, I hate you.
I mean,
Get out. So what you were
Quickweaver, is
seeing?
this live? Quickweaver is asking in chat, is this live? Not quite. This is on a 20-minute stream delay to avoid stream sniping by runners. Though I don't think either of these runners would ever do it, but just to even remove the possibility.
Yeah, we've had that for all the bracket matches, I believe.
Water
Yeah.
done for Sponge. They'll be
Season
doing
6 will be
shit.
Cow Sanity, by the way.
Yes, Cow Sanity.
How about pots and crates? I'm about to be banned from chat here.
Beehives and make it decoupled. Now you're speaking my language.
We love Tobias, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Mm.
mod abuse.
Prez abusing his admin rights. I see.
Two pick badges next to some people's names. If they have like a pink diamond, it means they're VIP. Usually they've won a past tournament or they've done a lot for the community. Cubs, how can you even ask that question? This entire community is full of sadists and masochists. Otherwise, we wouldn't be playing this game and watching this game.
I mean, look, OOT Randomizer pushes exactly the right buttons in my brain. So, I don't know. I don't know how to classify that.
Alright, so Sponge is in go mode, headed into Spirit Temple here, but Kariossa is facing off against Ganondorf.
You will never beat me with the light arrows I hit.
Ultimate Bronze Noob
In
saying
Spirit Temple.
bingo. But if you're doing that on the square that said the light arrow hint, Kariossa did not need that.
We've seen it though.
But we didn't need it. And the text is pretty clear on the bingo card. Runner needs the hint.
I have to brush up on my French next season. Man. All these past champions, only knowing French.
Entering well. Well then, GG's. Happy bingo to you. And Ganondorf already done for Kariossa. Oh, I want to see those other cute tunic colors. Change tunic. I'm just gonna keep speaking English. And
I'm just going to point out that everyone making these bad suggestions for S6, you now are all in charge of actually making S6 happen. Have fun. Welcome to hell.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be happening for a while, so thankfully, I think everyone needs a break at some point, you know.
I think
So
they all,
my suggestion to start with only a scale. Where does that fall on the bad suggestion? Like 0 to 10.
Would you like to play a seed with that?
I don't know. I think it'd be funny. Also, I think people like Cow Sanity.
In any case, Kariossa has just finished phase 1 of his Ganon fight. Let's clown around a little less and actually watch as our future Season 5 champion finishes his last few minutes of the final boss. Shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, really running through the tournament here. Really well played. Undefeated. First time, I think, anyone's been undefeated in the main tournament season, so hats off to Kariossa here.
Hats off indeed. And that is
Yep.
Princess
Get your
Zelda,
juju.
yeah, using her light magic to weaken the big bad so that Link can strike the fatal blow with the Master Sword. And that is GG for Kariossa, the champion of Season 5 OOT Randomizer Standard Tournament.
GG's.
finishing with a time of 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 30 seconds. GG's, congratulations. And welcome in.
Hello.
Hello, GG's.
GG Sponge.
GG's, kariossa.
Any initial thoughts from either of you on this seed?
Why did you reverse the GTG?
I mean, it was pretty good to do so. I have a hookshot and a bow, so can do a lot of checks.
Because I was thinking, well, the only reason I would ever do that is like buying shoes, but I didn't have anything when I went to buy shoes. When I thought about it, so I'm like, oh well.
Yeah.
And also
Even
to
though
give
that
you-
The bow was worth €3, so could be GTG. I didn't know where Epona was at this point.
Yeah, either of you didn't really get a bomb back for the first 30, 40 minutes, so I kind of thought it was in the realm of possibility either of you could do that, knowing full well that it'd be out of logic, but you would at least get a peek of the center in GTG. GTG had, had a few items in there, notably the strength. Really just came down to strength placements, I think. Yeah, kind of a quick seed, though. Wow.
Yeah, I prefer it, to be honest. So I'm gonna lose, at least beat me quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely getting bailed out with that strength 2 in Crater Fairy Fountain, was it? Made it so
That
that
wasn't
you
a
didn't have to
bailout.
go to...
Logical
Oh,
strength.
Logically, it had to be bomb locked, so it was either in
Yeah.
Jabu, in fire, or in that fairy fountain.
Oh, man.
100%.
Yeah. That long shot in Adult Spirit made it so that strength that Kariossa found first was definitely our strength 3. Because strength 2 locked all of our GTG access.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it didn't have to be strength 2. It could have been the long shot from my perspective, but yeah, once I found the strength, I'm like, okay, well, now long shot could still be in Jabu or fire, but it's in spirit, probably. And at that point, I'm like, alright, I hope this mirror shield is in fucking Jabu, or else there's a pretty decent chance that I lose, and it's just on Shoot the Sun. I'm like, okay, well, we'll get him next time.
Yeah, made it to another grand finals for you, Sponge. How do you feel about the tournament as a whole?
I'm very proud of myself. I'm happy that I was able to prove that last year was not a fluke. And all I can do is, pick myself up and get after it again next year. GG's, kariossa. What'll run?
Yeah, this is the first time anybody's been undefeated, I think, in a main season, right? Didn't have any losses this whole season.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Because there's like ATZ, Marco, Bonnaroo, in which they beat each other one time. And then, what the hell, yeah.
Maybe Bono. I don't remember.
Yeah. Chat's saying Bono in S3 was undefeated.
Okay. Yeah,
Doesn't make it any less impressive.
But
yeah. But yeah, what do you feel about your tournament performance, Kariossa? Anything to do with the settings or logic that you liked, disliked?
really great. I mean, since we made cassette skip allowed, I think he already buffed me.
It should be buffing a lot more people who don't believe.
Russia ice. But yeah, I got really lucky too in my race most of the time. It was really good.
Kind of a quick seed. Otherwise, I'd have more questions. But it's basically just do progression until you found everything. I mean,
and we saw so much of it between both of you. Sponge, you put off well a little longer than Kariossa did. Did you just want to do a little longer adult section, or prioritize songs, it looked like.
How? I feel like I did well as soon as I could realistically was able to. I just, with
And
the
yet
scale
here
for
we
FAC,
are.
yeah, I went to the SFM, got the songs and in Mido's house, and I just felt like, okay, I'll hit Lost Woods, then Lake, then Bottom of the Well right after. I feel like I couldn't have...
It was right when you save quit after Requiem check for both of you. You both did the same thing up to that point. But you went left and Kariossa went down to just go age change to go chip back child. And he had just enough time of day, I think, that he went ranch, I think?
Oh, yep. You made it
I
to
didn't
ranch.
I didn't
Oh, no,
range at
other
this
way around.
point,
Other way
but
around.
I could do
Yeah.
don't play with the cycle, so I
Yeah.
did well directly.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of those time-centric checks. It's great to get out early in the game.
All right, here's the big one people want to know. We have looked up the location of Iron Boots. Anyone want to take a guess?
OGC.
Jabu Compass.
Baronade.
Nice.
You looked at the log, you bastard.
What? No, I did not.
Yeah, it was Baronade, yes.
Oh,
Oh.
mother. Oh, wow.
Gross.
And we wanted to ban gold scale water before season 5 started.
I don't...
No
take
one
that
wanted-
we... Say,
Yeah.
take that we out of your mouth, sir.
We as a
one-
collective community.
Some people, yeah.
There was a group of people who... Let's put that phrase.
That I will agree with, yes. No, gold scale water is staying. Please never get rid of that.
I guess, what are your favorite and least favorite settings for Season 5?
I like CSMC, to be honest. I feel like it makes certain dungeons like GTG and Bottom of the Well less crap. Not that they were crap to begin with, but go into the well with no explosives, cool, you're good. You're not going to get crazy hard punished because you forgot your mirror shield in the back bombable chest.
I agree with that. I think that's the best setting right now.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm afraid of CTMC on the horizon. It feels like a lot of people like it, and I'm like, it just makes routing worse, in my opinion, for some things that you can't see. So.
Oh, I see. So it would be a case of not just... So it removes some peaks, is what you're saying. For example, the GTG maze.
I mean, you could still peek at it, and you can, but like I tried CTMC, and like I can't tell what these chests are on my television. It's just I see a Skulltula chest, I'm like, it just looks like a normal chest to me from a distance. I'm like, please.
I do know that they've updated the textures a bit on the new current tab, I believe.
Yeah,
So
it was just merged in the last couple weeks. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
Some might
it's
be
like
different.
the old ones. But yeah, least favorite. I don't really know. I really like these settings. I'm very glad that Ganon's got closed because that just was its whole. We tried it and.
It was a successful experiment. I mean,
yeah, we successfully realized that opening Ganon stinks.
Take that back, sir. It is a great setting, and I want it back on for S6.
Okay, we'll put it on 6 medallions, and then Ganon's is open. How about that?
We'll talk in like 2 months after we all get a much-needed break.
Yeah, let's chill on that settings discussion for Season 6 for just a little bit, and be happy that we have finished Season 5.
Just want to say...
And only in 5 months, too, by the way. A 64-person tournament in 5 months. That's an accomplishment.
Just want to say quickly, I made up my mind. Season 6 is gonna be mixed pools decoupled.
No.
Okay, Trez, you have to join every qualifier. You're not allowed to skip any.
Just give what the hell is the trophy already.
Every qualifier.
Chat seems to love it. I mean, you're gonna have to find someone else to commentate that, because that will literally melt my brain. But,
I'm one of probably the few people that would play that. But, yeah. probably won't be very popular, but yeah. Any favorites, least favorites out of you, Kariossa, your settings?
I don't really know. I like these settings a lot. So.
Yeah,
Shout for
they're
you.
pretty solid. Yeah, I can't.
Results
I'd imagine you
don't
like
lie.
them. Yeah.
So I have a question that's not entirely related to this race, but you won the EU Weekly this morning.
Yeah.
Was that just to warm up for this, or flex on this? Make Sponge sweat a little, or
Oh, just
kill
won the
some
weekly?
time?
yeah.
Kariossa always wins the weekly. I just assume it at this point.
I lost the last one. The NA.
Well, this was a absolutely spectacular tournament to watch, and a great grand finals. Not gonna lie, I was hoping for a game 2 because I wanted to watch more of this tournament, but GG's Kariossa, Sponge, you played a great tournament. It was really fun to watch both of you. Chat, do you have any other questions, comments you'd like us to pass on?
Well, if you want to watch more S5, I can tell you, Game 3 of the grand finals for the Challenge Cup is coming up Tuesday afternoon. I think Tuesday afternoon? Somebody, Hell Knight, tell me when exactly. I just know it's on Tuesday.
Sounds right.
Let's
So-
see our
2
schedule
2
real
PM.
quick there.
So a little bit more Season 5 settings before we toss them in the bin, never to be seen again.
You are correct. Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central European Summertime.
And with that, we can finally put S5 to bed. It will be a glorious occasion for all involved.
All of the volunteers and the race organizers will be like, nope, we're done. Nothing for like 2 weeks.
Honestly, the commentators, the trackers, biggest shout of all of our race monitors who have really facilitated all of these races. They are the true heroes. Every single one of you, we could not have done any of this without you. We just sit here and bullshit for 2.5 hours. Everybody else does the heroes work behind the scenes. Cannot thank you enough.
Look, yeah, we commentators are basically what the entertainment industry calls talent, and not always in the kindest way, in that everyone basically behind the scenes works for us to be able to, clown around before the curtain, in front of the curtain for a few hours here. So thanks to everyone, every volunteer who put the hours in to make this possible. And thanks also to everyone, obviously, who participated in this tournament. And who put on a heck of a show.
You're welcome.
We had 305 people play at least one qualifier. That is an insane amount of people join this tournament.
Yeah, that blows my mind. How many, do you know what it was last year? Like,
I want to say the number that sticks out of my head is 227, but that could be wrong. I know it is more than last year. I know that much.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy, and stretching it out to top 64 because there were just that many talented runners. And it all came down to you two.
Hey.
Yeah, definitely would not want to meet either of you in a dark alley, so definitely going on the list if you weren't already. But you were, so.
All right. We're all tired. I think we're all very tired at the moment. Anyone have any last thoughts before we head out? Whether S5, Ocarina of Time in general, just whatever's on your mind.
Ice percent?
Rush
Ice
Ice.
person.
We will. I told
think
you there's a potential for a blitz tourney. We'll talk about it later.
Let's do it. Also, thanks to everyone in chat. We kind of left out the spectators. There's nothing really for us to do here if you're not here. So thank you all, and thanks for all of the hype trains today. the gift subs and the bits so this community can keep doing what it's doing.
And while it might be a few months before Season 6 is even partially even a thing, it's definitely not a thing yet, folks. Hang on. We still have a lot of other cool stuff on the horizon, a lot of other tournaments. Too many to really name them all at this point, but definitely keep your eyes out, both here on ZSR as well as other channels, for a lot more Ocarina of Time Randomizer action.
Well, let me say congratulations, Kariossa, carrying on the baguette tradition once again. Sponge, are we going to see a three-peat in the finals next season?
Hopefully I win the finals next season.
Well, yes, but you have to reach the finals for a third time to make that happen first.
In a row, yeah.
Yeah, I know, and Trez is going to raise his bribing prices. So I gotta...
Man.
So there's your problem. I rolled the seed today. You bribed the wrong person.
Oof.
Yeah, but seed roller doesn't matter, Cubs.
That is true.
Yeah,
Although
fair point.
Trez can modify Randobot, so...
I wouldn't be surprised at this
Really?
point if he's put in a fuck Cubs preset. Let's just say that.
Well, that's good. But yeah, it's all you can really do. Let's get after it again next year. There's a nature to rando, believe it or not, where rando happens, and sometimes you just things just don't work out, even if you feel like you played well, which I think I did. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I get a rematch with Kariossa next year, and maybe I might win that one. Who knows?
I think we still have the league match, I think.
Oh, I
Oh,
still have to
no.
play League. I can't even take a break.
Yeah, League's a thing. Hey, at least it's different settings, right?
Yeah, get back
Oh
in the ring, champ.
man! I'm gonna have to go back to doing Deku and DC for the first 30 minutes of every seed again.
Yes.
Welcome back to S3.
Oh no! All right, you guys play. You guys play first, and if I have to play, then I'll play.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, we're going a bit off topic, so we should. I'll be wrapping
If
up.
for some reason you are not following our two runners, please give them both a follow for the show they both put on today, Kariossa and... Please follow them both. Our two trackers today as well. Tomeltech and CD Hoff doing the hero's work behind the scenes.
Speaking of, Tomotek also pulling double duty as our restreamer here, as well as obviously thanks also to Cubs for being our race monitor today.
I also want to say thank you to Felix and J-Bone for joining us for the pregame show. This is it for Ocarina of Time for a little while. We will be taking a few-week break from the restream just to give the weekly restreams will be taking a break just to give everybody involved a chance to take a little break. Not just us as players or restreamers, but all volunteers, everybody take a few weeks off and recover. There's still plenty to be found on Zelda Speedruns. We're kicking off the Link to the Past Challenge Cup tournament, as well as Skyward Sword Rando Co-op tournament. There's plenty going on. Please check out the schedule. We will see you all back here soon. Hopefully everyone stays safe out there. It's still kind of a crazy time in the world. Take care of yourselves. We will see you back here next time. Have a good night, all.
Bye.